in the quiet emerald heart of a village. Nestled between ancient banyan trees and a winding river, lived a young girl named Leela. Her home was a place where old tales still held sway, and the whispers of unseen magic danced on the wind. Among these legends was the story of Porwin Mariga, the windhoofser magnificent deer with antlers like polished silver and wings spun from twilight mist. It was said this mystical creature appeared only to the purest of hearts in times of great and desperate need. Lila, with eyes that saw more than others and a spirit as free as the river, often wandered the edges of the forest, humming old folk songs. She lived with her grandmother, a woman whose wisdom ran as deep as the village well. Their life was simple, but shadowed by a failing harvest and the modern world that threatened to swallow their traditions. One year, a scorching summer arrived, and the monsoon failed to appear. The river dwindled to a mere trickle, the vibrant fields turned to dust, and a heavy cloak of despair settled over the village. The people, usually so resilient, began to lose hope. Children cried from hunger, and the elders looked to the barren, unforgiving sky with weary eyes. Lila, though young, felt the weight of their suffering deep in her heart. She remembered her grandmother's stories of Porwin Mariga, the magical deer who could bring rain or guidance. So one evening, under the pale glow of a crescent moon, Lila slipped into the parched forest. Her heart was heavy with a desperate prayer as she walked for hours, her small feet aching, calling out for the mythical deer. She walked until the first hint of dawn painted the sky, when she stumbled upon a clearing she had never seen before. There, beneath an ancient, sprawling tree, stood a creature of breathtaking beauty. It was a deer, but unlike any she had ever imagined. Its coat shimmered like moonlight on water, and from its strong shoulders unfurled magnificent, feathery wings that pulsed with a soft, ethereal light. Its antlers, just as the stories told, gleamed like silver. It was Porwin Mariga. Lila could only stare, tears of awe and relief streaming down her face. The deer lowered its head, its eyes deep and knowing, and met hers. It didn't speak in words, but a wave of profound peace washed over Lila, filling her with a courage she hadn't known she possessed. The deer then rose, its powerful wings catching the first rays of the sun, and with a single majestic leap, it soared into the sky. It circled once above the clearing, a silent promise, before vanishing into the clouds. Lala returned to the village, not with rain, but with a newfound strength and a clearer vision. She ran to her grandmother and told her of the incredible encounter. The old woman listened, a gentle smile gracing her lips and her eyes twinkling with ancient knowledge. "The Porwin Mariga does not bring what is easy, child," she said softly. "It shows you the path to what is necessary." Inspired by this wisdom, Lila began to rally the villagers. She suggested they dig deeper wells, not just in the old, familiar places, but in new spots she had instinctively felt were right during her journey in the forest. She urged them to embrace ancient techniques of water harvesting that her grandmother had spoken of, simple, clever ways to catch and store every single drop of precious rain. But most importantly, she taught them to believe again, to believe in themselves and in the power of their community. The villagers, at first skeptical, were moved by Lila's unwavering spirit and the pure conviction in her voice. They worked together, tirelessly, under the scorching sun. Shovels struck the dry earth, hands wove baskets to carry away the dirt, and a spirit of cooperation, long forgotten, was rekindled. Days turned into weeks. Slowly, miraculously, the new wells began to yield water deep, cool, and life-giving. They built small check dams and reservoirs using local materials, just as their ancestors had done. And then, one afternoon, as if in answer to their renewed hope, a single cloud appeared on the distant horizon. It grew, bringing with it the sweet scent of wet earth and the low rumble of thunder. The sky opened up, and the rain poured down. It wasn't a violent storm, but a gentle soaking shower that brought life back to the thirsty land. The fields slowly began to green. The river swelled, its song returning to the valley. The laughter of children, clear and bright, once again filled the village square. Leela learned that day that the true magic wasn't in a creature from the sky, but in the hope and strength that resided within her own heart, and in the collective will of her people. The legend of Poor Wenmega lived on, not just as a tale of a magical deer, but as a reminder that the power to change our world often lies dormant within us, waiting for a spark of courage to ignite it. Thank you so much for joining us for this story. If you were inspired by Leela's journey, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more tales that touch the heart. We'll see you next time.